right, guys, welcome back to Veterans View News Network. So today, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, we had our 46th president inaugurated, Joe Biden. And with that kind of came a number of things. One of the first things we saw is the stock market rallied today like crazy, which is a good thing. The reason the stock market rallied in the manner that it did was Wall Street and the stock market as a whole is of the mindset that the more stimulus the federal government pumps into the economy, the more that money is going to get spent in the economy, or that money is going to get used to invest. So that's got a lot of people very excited. Which is kind of the trend we've been seeing. If people are not saving it, a lot of it is being invested, which is a great thing. So kind of with that, kind of what we heard today and just over the last couple days is the incoming Secretary of the Treasury. Her name's Janet Yellen. She is a huge proponent of more relief for the American people. She does believe that the national debt is something we need to be concerned about. However, during a pandemic, she does not believe that we should be cutting corners to try and save on our national debt growing. She believes that we need to be pumping as much money into the economy as what is needed. Now, kind of saying that to say this. When Joe Biden a few days ago, or last week I believe it was, when he released the details of his stimulus plan and the cost of that plan, what a lot of people were thinking when they looked at that plan was the ceiling. And then what was going to happen is Republicans were going to chip away, and try and bring that plan down. So we have not necessarily heard this from Joe Biden, but from Janet Yellen, the way she talked about it, 1.9 trillion is actually the floor. And then any additional measures will get added to that to grow the cost. She does not believe one single solitary penny should be cut from the 1.9 trillion. So we'll just kind of have to see, what type of stuff could get put into this type of legislation in the House and then also in the Senate. Now moving on to the Senate, we do have a new Senate Majority Leader. His name's Chuck Schumer. He's from New York. He is a very big proponent of these stimulus packages, and there are a lot of key pieces that we know he is going to want to see in these stimulus packages. Now, he did, when he made his speech this morning on the Senate floor, after congratulating John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, he made a speech that, it was kind of funny how he did it. He said he is all for bipartisanship. But while looking pretty much glaring at Mitch McConnell and leaning in, he said, "We will work with Republicans when and where we can." So what that is obviously meaning is they are going to have their set priorities, and they're going to have their set items that they will not budge on. And they are going to give Republicans the opportunity to get measures that they would like to see in some of these future packages. But the thing is, if the Democrats as a whole, to include the two independents we have who traditionally do vote Democrat in the Senate, if they bind together, they don't even need a single Republican to vote for it. And that is because, and I've talked about it before, and I know others are talking about it, this provision that they have, which is called the budget reconciliation measure. Now, what that does is any type of legislation that is tied to the federal government's budget, and pretty much anything money related to the federal government. So you think student loans, you think stimulus if they have to print more money, you think increased unemployment benefits, anything that involves money and the federal government together are covered under this budget reconciliation. Now, the way that that works is Democrats, from this point moving forward, they will have 9 separate opportunities in, I believe it's the next 3 years, to utilize this budget reconciliation measure. And with that, they only need 51 votes. So as it currently stands, you've got 48 Democrats, 2 independents, and 50 Republicans. So if the 2 independents join the 48 Democrats, which, like I said, they traditionally do, you would have 50 Democrat votes and 50 Republican votes. What happens in that case is the vice president, who is overall the, for lack of a better term, senior senator, the overseeing officer in the Senate, Kamala Harris would be the tiebreaker. Now, for people who don't know very much about Kamala Harris, she has very progressive views. She is a cookie cutter California liberal with a lot of progressive views. She is all about big government. She's all about government spending. I mean, you can just look at her record and you can see that. So what that means is she would cast the deciding vote. So her deciding vote for a lot of these measures would, unless there is some god-awful stuff in here, would be to vote in accordance with what the Democrats are proposing in the Senate. Now, this gives the Democrats a ton of power. Joe Biden has said that he's about unity, and Joe Biden spent 36 years in the Senate, so he knows how the Senate works. What we believe is going to happen is Joe Biden is going to give the Republicans an opportunity. He's going to say, look, I'm trying to unite all of us together here. Let's get this done. What we're expecting is going to happen is Mitch McConnell, the Senate minority leader now, is going to reject a lot of these measures. And then the chairman of the Budget Committee, Bernie Sanders, Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, Joe Biden, they're going to get together with Nancy Pelosi and they're going to say, look, we gave the Republicans the ability to pass bipartisan legislation. They wanted nothing to do with it. So now we have to go to budget reconciliation. Now, the only problem with budget reconciliation is it is a longer process. It takes a lot longer to get through budget reconciliation than a traditional bill, which would require 60 votes. And then also, kind of the last thing that we had today is Joe Biden signed 17 executive orders. Most of these executive orders had something to do with reversing some type of executive order that Trump had put in place while he was president. So some of the ones that we have is the undoing of the United States pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord. Also reversing our withdrawal from the World Health Organization. And, 15 other things that are kind of hot button issues that are taking place. So, guys, I just kind of wanted to give you, just a small update and just kind of recap what I said at the very beginning. The stock markets did rally pretty favorably today. Their rally, kind of as we stated, is based on the fact that Wall Street does believe that these stimulus packages are good for the economy. And the fact that we heard Janet Yellen come out very strongly and very firmly in support of additional packages and measures taking place to help the American people, that was viewed upon very favorably. So with that, guys, as always, thank you for watching my video. If you guys like this content, please hit the like button. If you guys want to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. And then also turn on notifications. I just released my video upload schedule on the About section of my channel page. I'm going to be releasing videos every single day, and I'm going to be alternating. One day is going to be personal news based, so it's going to be, stuff, me, my family, weight loss, budgeting, finances, mental health, physical health, everything personal news. And then the very next day is going to be national news. So it's going to be an every other day thing. And then Sunday will be a massive recap of the entire week. And that's going to include personal news, and that's going to include national news. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you later.